Buccleuch, 2-year-old, who's now put a couple in a row or 3 in a row. I'm going to go through the process of its last 3 runs and how I've actually been able to rate this horse, Buccleuch. So 3 starts ago, it was actually its 3rd race start, and it went to an Echuca maiden, 1,412 metres, so 1,400 metres. Here we go. It was $1.20 into $1.12. So there's before the even gates open, we've got a really good positive push that the market wants to be with it. $1.12, they don't start too much shorter than that, actually, in Victorian racetracks. So 1,400 metre race, 1.5 seconds inside the standard time at Echuca, okay? So they've gone really fast. This is the bit that I love. The last 400, 200 for this horse, 23.5, 11.82. Put that into perspective. It was half a second quicker than anything else on the day in terms of the last 400, 200. So how do I go about rating this race? So it's 1.5 seconds inside standard time, and then it's also come home best last 400, 200 of the day by far. I have actually given this a rating of plus 9.5, which is 9.5 above the average that what you would get at a Echuca maiden over 1,400 metres. Plus 9.5. It's clearly then, from this perspective, I've got it as probably a group horse. It's been able to come home last 400, 200, best of the day, 1.5 seconds inside standard time. We speak about this a lot. When there's a slowly run race, of course they're going to come home best last 400, 200 of the day. But if you can come home really quickly in a fast run race like this horse has done, albeit it's in a Echuca maiden, so it's not a high base that we've got this going from, but plus 9.5. The other thing I add to this, I'm not getting it much bigger than that. There's nothing you can really do to get any bigger than that. So let's go to the next start. It goes to Flemington. Again, 1,400 metres, 14.20. So pretty solid around that $4.20. From that plus 9.5 rating I've got at Echuca, I've got this horse. I just want to back it wherever it goes. So it goes to this Flemington race. There's some good horses in this race as well. I think it starts second pick. Again, this time, 1/3 of a second inside standard time. So the race doesn't go huge in terms of busting the clock. So it's not going to be able to rate as high as what it did say at an Echuca maiden when they're well inside standard and you give it extra bonus points. The last 400, 200, 23.26, 11.86. Now, not too bad compared to the rest of the day. My rating here, plus 4.5. So that's okay. Pretty solid for a Metro. But you always go in the back of your mind that plus 9.5 that it did at its previous start, as I said, albeit in a maiden. It runs in the 1,600 metres listed race for 2-year-olds. And here we go. Half a second outside standard time. So they're not going to run a big figure here. So this is important. But what we get last 400, 200, 22.96, 11.94, really good compared to the rest of the races around the circle. Speak about it a lot here. Circle and straight races, you got to split them. You can't just put them all in the same sample size. No doubt, I think on Saturday, the straight race a rating quicker than those circle races. So last 400, 200, pretty good. I've got it going plus 3.5. So you look at it in the progression. You've got plus 9.5 at Echuca, plus 4.5 last time at Flemington, and then plus 3.5. And you go, well, maybe has it regressed a little bit? But it just couldn't run an overall rating because they didn't go inside standard time, so I couldn't give it anything. So what I do is I give it a plus 3.5 and then put a hashtag next to it. Hashtag meaning it just couldn't run an overall figure at all because it was a slow tempo. That hashtag represents slow tempo. So the plus 3.5 still pretty solid. And there you have the basis points of what we've done with Buccleuch. Plus 9.5 at Echuca. Already with that, I'm suggesting this is a group horse. Then it goes to plus 4.5 Flemington. That's really good for Metro. Then you can suggest, well, has it a little bit regressed? But that was in listed grade. Higher base, plus 3.5. Can't wait to see Buccleuch in the spring.
Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.